first time I was dealing with, I wasn't feeling the same kind of confidence that I have in my previous fights. I was dealing for the first time with anxiety and nerves, and I felt like my skills were there, but my mind wasn't in the right place. Like when I was in there, my internal dialogue was just very negative, very panicky, and I can see it in my face whenever I watch the footage. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I learned the meaning of the mental side of this sport that we're in. So I think I learned that I let my previous wins get to my head, and I very much became complacent in preparing for this fight. I wasn't as focused with my nutrition, not as committed to my conditioning, and just these things. Once I got to fight week, I just was not feeling confident, and it's because I didn't put in the proper preparation. And other things, just not being able to communicate these concerns to like my team, my coaches. So after that, after realizing that, I had a whole year in 2020 to work on this. I immediately started working with a sports psychologist, first of all, and then just being very adamant about, voicing my needs, my concerns, and really, especially leading up to this camp, just making sure I'm covering all my bases, not just with my skills training, but wherever I feel like I might be lacking. So I made sure I was on point with my nutrition. I made sure I had a strength and conditioning program. So that way there's already enough stress once we're in there. I'd rather go in feeling like I did everything I could to prepare. Well, it's nothing new to me. I've been, for my whole career, I've had these long 1-year gaps in between. But this year in particular, I feel like I did have an advantage because of having to be in quarantine. I only had a bunch of time to really focus on, just really building my skills, because I feel like, especially coming into one championship with the little experience that I have, it's a giant organization and I'm among some giants. And I just felt, especially after my previous fight, that, I was kind of dealing with like a bit of imposter syndrome. Like maybe I don't belong in this sport, but I feel like during this period in quarantine, I had plenty of time and my coach had plenty of time. So we just spent hours and hours together in the gym, really refining, just playing catch up, I guess. Cause, being so young in the sport, I felt like I was kind of learning on the job, but now I think I think we've come a long way, with all the time that we've had during quarantine. Yeah. So, my team and I, we spent plenty of time, but finding as much footage as we can, doing our homework. And this is something like before that I was always reluctant to do. I didn't want to watch footage of my opponents. But this time I forced myself to, face whatever fears. It's just all part of it. So yeah, we studied footage and I was able to see kind of where her strengths lie and where weaknesses are. So that being said, I feel like she would have the best advantage in this fight, the best chance of winning if we kept it standing up. If I decided to play, a striking game with her, like night and day. Yeah, I'm really excited because Yeah, just I have this opportunity now to really test my skills, because I've only had one person to train with for the past however many 10 months or whatever. So maybe I'm not as good as I think I am, but I feel like I've improved a ton. And I think this is a great opportunity for me to really put my new skills to the test. So yes, because she is primarily a kickboxing background. The old me would have been like, because I also have I come from a strong striking background. I just want to play my game and look to strike as well. Just try to be better at it. But I've been working a lot, not just technically, but tactically. I think that was a big part that was missing in my game. So that being said, I'm not gonna play where she may have an advantage. So instead of standing up and kickboxing with her, I'm gonna do everything I can to make it a grappling match, just any way I can to just stifle her chances of landing strikes. I have thought about it, but this is my third fight with one now, so my third time doing the dieting and getting my weight down, and I really don't think it's possible for me to shrink down anymore. I just have just natural muscle mass, and I'm like, every time I weigh in, I'm like right at the edge of the max weight for the flyweight division. So I don't really see that as a viable option right now. I guess Angela Lee eventually. That really tells you where my confidence is right now. But otherwise, put a wig on Garry Tonon, and I'd love to show him a little bit, teach him a little bit about the Ashigarami, because yeah. So before, I was quite happy and comfortable with taking the fights once a year, just because I felt like I needed to catch up with my skills. But now with my training, but I'll know more after my fight now with Choi. But right now, I feel like I'm at a point now where I can start taking more fights. I'd be happy if I can get 2 fights this year instead of just 1. If I get 3, awesome. But 2, and I'm not asking for much. I think 2 would be really awesome. Well, technically, obviously, I have worked on my overall game. I think one thing I was struggling with was stitching because it's mixed martial arts. I had the various martial arts, the striking, the wrestling, and the jiu-jitsu. I was just having trouble. I was having trouble stitching everything together and making it a true mixed martial arts game. And I think that's something that we've really developed during this time. And the second biggest thing is just being smarter, just being more tactical. And I really feel like that's, because you can have all the skills, but if you don't have a solid plan, you're just not going to be as effective, I feel. Yeah, absolutely. That's another thing that I had so much time for during 2020 is I started taking Khmer lessons with a teacher who lives in Battambang. So I had a whole year of studying Khmer. So yeah, it means a lot to me. I really am looking forward to visiting Cambodia at some point. And if an opportunity comes to fight there, I would just be ecstatic just to have an opportunity to go back and, going there for the first time, going back to my country, my mother's, homeland, and seeing what it's all about. And just really understanding where my family came from. I feel like, I'm planning, unlike before, where I thought I was going to be a first round knockout. I'm planning this time. I have it in my heart, and I've been training for just 3 hard rounds. So I'm going to do the best I can to, like I said, to take her strengths away from her with, basically tying her up with my grappling, and and looking for a finish from there, either, striking or submission. But yeah, that's the idea. Just take away her weapons and bring her to where she can't use her strengths.